This is Barely Sober News and Reviews, and I'm George Pecoraro, and I'm going to do a quick solo review on the movie Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Now, Chris has not seen this movie, and I'm doing a quick solo, big-time spoiler review. Big-time spoiler, so don't listen if you haven't seen this movie. Big-time spoiler review of this Batman, Dawn of Justice. Chris has not seen this movie, so I need to do this without him. I cannot hold my tongue anymore. I need to talk about this movie. There's so much going on with this movie, and really got to get into it without him. We will probably do another review with Chris, get his thoughts on this movie. After he sees it, I will join him, and we're just going to speculate and destroy and really go after this DC Universe thing. So I'm pretty excited about that. But for now, you got just me. So, did I like this movie? Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Did I like it? Yes, I liked it. I like this movie. Is this movie a good movie? No, it is not a good movie. If you haven't seen Man of Steel, if you don't really know a lot about DC Universe or the Justice League, you're gonna come out of this movie really confused. I mean, I kind of came out of the movie kind of confused and kind of curious, but I know I was able to fill in the gaps that this movie didn't fill in. They kind of really leave you kind of curious. Like if you do to an average person, you're not gonna like this movie if you're not big on the comics. If you don't know a lot about DC Universe, then you're not gonna know everything that's going on in this movie. You're gonna come out really confused. Especially if you haven't seen Man of Steel, because that's when the ending of Man of Steel is the beginning of this movie, Dawn of Justice. Now, what I really need to say about this movie, that I really believe, is that this movie is ahead of its time. This Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, is ahead of its time. It's like I said, you're confused from this movie, but in a couple years, you're going to look back at this movie and you're going to think, wow, this movie was actually pretty good. Better than I actually thought it was. This thing got a bad rap in the theater, but this was actually a pretty good movie. Is it jump a lot? Is it really confusing? Yes, this movie is kind of confusing. It really jumps around, but with these other movies coming up, with the Justice League, with Suicide Squad, with other Batman movies, with Wonder Woman, with Aquaman, these movies are going to pull together. And I believe DC Universe, these DC movies are going to take off. They're going to be better than any other comic book movies that are out there. I think the end result, this end project for this DC Universe is going to blow everything out of the water. It's going to be the best. I think they can make tons and tons of Justice League movies. There's so many good stories with these characters. This movie pointed it in the right direction. It's not that great of a movie, like by itself, standing alone. It's not that great, but for the first one, I mean, it's not. They really didn't start off that great, but it's pointed DC Universe in the right direction. It's got DC Universe going where it needs to be. Did it really, like? Is it catching up to this Marvel thing that everyone's comparing them to? No, it does not. But that doesn't matter, because there's so much more coming with these DC movies, and this Dawn of Justice, Batman vs. Superman, pointed it in the right direction. Now, let's just talk about the movie real quick. I was expecting more fighting. I was expecting Batman, Superman really going after it, but really what you got more of is Dawn of Justice part of it. They really started to unfold how this Justice League forms together, how they find out about these other superheroes that are in the DC universe, and kind of like how they're created, and not really less of Batman vs. Superman fight. They obviously do fight. They actually have a big battle. Batman wins. Can't argue with that. I mean, you could say it was a tie, but say what you want. Batman came out victorious, and as he would, because Batman's just amazing. He's way better than Superman. But the movie, they really preached about Batman vs. Superman, two gods, Gotham, the Dark Knight going against the god of Krypton. You know what I mean? But they didn't really fight that much. This movie starts off with a bang. Kind of really is a little bit slow, but it kind of like needs to portray some things and really develop some of the characters and some of the storyline. But then once it really gets into it, like I really enjoyed it. Ben Affleck as Batman, awesome, loved it, better than I thought. I was really skeptical with Ben Affleck when I first heard about that 2 years ago. Now, awesome, love Ben Affleck as Batman. Superman, he did okay. Like Henry Calvin did all right. I mean, Superman, Amy Adams, Lois Lane, amazing. Jesse Eisenberg, people didn't like him as Lex Luthor. I didn't mind him because people kind of rub people the wrong way. I get, but Lex Luthor, he's a crazy person. Lex is a crazy person. Jesse Eisenberg made Lex seem like a psychopath. That's what he is. Diane Lane as Martha Kent made an appearance. Like whatever. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, Diana Prince. Great, loved her. She actually was in this movie more than I expected. Oh, but the outfit she had, the dresses, gorgeous woman, will be a high force as Wonder Woman. Great. Some other things about this movie. People really didn't understand why Batman and Superman really teamed up in the end. Because, well, Lex takes Superman's mom, and he needs to have Batman help him get his mom back. And because Batman and Superman have their mothers have the same first name, they ended up for some reason Batman ended up realizing, oh my God, Lex is manipulating me and Superman. Superman's about to lose his mother, and one thing that really motivates Batman is the fact that his parents are dead. He could do nothing as a little boy to save his parents, and that's what he is. He wants to save Gotham so other people don't lose their parents. So when he realizes that it's about to happen to Superman, he completely changes and has an awesome scene and kicks ass and takes Martha Kent and saves her. Now I want to do some, I don't really want to talk about the movie anymore. Everyone up front can get it. The movie's the movie. It's not that great, but it leads DC in a good direction. Talk bad things about the movie all you want, but you're going to look back and really enjoy this movie. I really want to get into just talking about Batman. In this movie, Batman is killing people. At least that's what I saw. Where these people I don't know. I guess they could say that these people weren't really fully dead, but no, Batman was shooting people. Batman was using grenades on people. What happened in Batman's past? Ben Affleck in this movie, he's got his gray hair. He's an older Batman in this movie. So his story, he's at the end of his career, and his story was already told. So what happened from Batman in the beginning of his to now, where he is in this movie? Why is he killing people? That's really I want to know. And also in this movie, Robin's suit is spray painted. Ha ha ha, joke's on you, Batman. Now, is that Robin who wrote that, or is that the Joker who wrote that? Is the story about the red cape, which is some of you might know, I don't know. Is your story about the red cape going to make an appearance for a Batman movie? I'm going to be so excited about Batman movie. Ben Affleck did great. He had awesome fight scenes. I really liked the color and the style of his suit. He had some sick ass brass knuckles. It kind of did a really different type of Batman than the Christopher Nolan ones, which I really liked. I really liked this new Batman. And what I think is going to be ultimate is that all the Suicide Squad movies and these other movies some of them are going to be prequels to this movie. I don't think people realize that. These movies aren't going forward. Some of these Justice League movies and others aren't going forward, or these single stories, they're going back. Like the Suicide Squad, we know the Joker's in that movie. And in this movie, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, Batman makes a joke saying that he's had bad history with crazy people in clown costumes. Now, that is already insinuating that he had that whole big thing with the Joker already. We already know that Ben Affleck as Batman is going to be in Suicide Squad. We know the Joker's going to be in Suicide Squad. This story is going to take off place. This Suicide Squad is going to take place with a younger Batman before all of this, before Superman comes, before Wonder Woman is. This Suicide Squad is going to be a prequel. It's going to develop the beginning of the Joker. It's going to develop the beginning of the Batman and these villains and all these new Batman movies that are going to be coming out. I don't even know for sure, but they have to be, because these there's so much potential for these new Batman movies, and Ben Affleck will kill it. I was really skeptical of him, and he did so well as Batman. His fight scene in Dawn of Justice was awesome. Kicking ass, killing people. I want to know the story with that. But his movies will probably be prequels. Him as a younger Batman, he won't have his gray hair that he does in this movie. He's going to be a younger Batman. He's going to be a suave, cool Batman. And I'm liking it. And as Jared Leto as the Joker will probably be really good. And we're going to see where that comes from. See how this Suicide Squad will pertain. And I think people are going to, after seeing the Suicide Squad coming out in August, they're really going to see that these DC universe, these DC movies are going to really take off. They're going to be a great hit. Now, this movie really had some clues, little cliffhangers, little Easter eggs about. There's this time when Batman kind of has a dream, and it's the Flash that appears in his dream. Now, what is that about? Like in this Justice League, do they have something where they need to go back in time and tell? I mean, I can't even, there's just so much going on with this movie. Batman vs Superman, it's set up great. It's not a good movie. It's not the best, but I'm excited. I think these Justice League movies, this Batman vs Superman, are pointed in the right direction. Upcoming, they're gonna probably have Batman setting up the Justice League. I think Superman's taking a step back for right now, and they're gonna have Ben Affleck and Wonder Woman find the Flash, find Aquaman, find Cyborg, by the way, and really start bringing the Justice League together for a battle. What battle? I don't know. Ben Affleck has a feeling about it, but we shall see. I can't even, my mind is so crazy right now. I'm loving this movie. I need to see it again. I need to check on it, see it again, create more things, and I'm going to get back to you again with Chris when Chris sees this movie. We're going to have so many speculations, so many great things, more things about this movie, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice. I can't even get everything out. There's just too much, and I needed to let a little bit out right now without Chris, because I can't hold back. I'm losing my train of thought, just waiting for him. Can't do it. So Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice. I like this movie. Good movie, no, but I'm telling you, DC's pointed in the right direction. This movie's ahead of its time, and you're going to see everything unfold with the DC universe, and DC universe is going to take off and surpass everybody. These movies are going to be so good. People are going to look back at these DC movies, and they're going to love them. The people, and I love them because they're dark. I like this darkness that they're doing. Hopefully they stick to it. Some will be obviously more lighthearted, but for right now, I think DC is headed in the right direction. It's great. I'm happy for them. This is Barely Sober News and Reviews. This is George Pecoraro doing my quick solo review of Batman vs Superman. Soon coming out. Me and Chris are going to talk about it, discuss more about the movie in general, and about talking about other things with Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, and future with the Justice League and the prequels. I'm telling you, These will be prequels. There will be prequels for this movie and other movies. Please like and subscribe to this video. Barely Sober News and Reviews. Barely Sober News and Reviews now also has a Twitter and a Facebook page. Please like and follow, tweeting good things, all geek and comic books, all new movies and such. Thank you for listening, and bye.